Hi, my name is Rivanto. I'm going to present about my opinion on how the Nickelodeon project should have been done in my perspective. So what I will do at first is to create a master schedule. As you can see the example behind me, there are deliverables to complete from week 2 to 11. To complete this whole project, you are required to complete these deliverables, and it is the responsibility of the team leaders, including myself, to ensure that the deliverables are being completed by the team members. Now I won't waste too much time on the master schedule because everything in the master schedule is going to explain in full detail in the following slides. So these are the details about the deliverables of week 2, or some things that are required to be completed before week 2. So at first we are required to complete a project governance formation, which we already had previously. I'll show it here as an example. Yeah, so this is the example, and then each personnel or each level of leadership has their own roles and to control the project or to complete the project. Let's go back to the slides. So, and then before week 2 or at week 2, we are required to have initial communication setup. So all the team leaders are required to collect all the information and contact information of their team members to make communication easier for everyone. And then we are also required to complete a project performance monitoring setup, which I will show in the next slide as an example. So this is the project performance monitoring. So each week there are the deliverables are listed for each team member, and then they are required to complete it before the before the deadline. And then the delivery status will show as success if they complete it here. And then this is the details to complete at week 3. So at week 3, we should have our project bundles, and then we should have allocated the contents to the team members so that they can start working. And then we should have a content and communication directory, which I will show as an example on the next slide. So this is the content and communication directory. So for people who are working on the same feature on each bundle, they can easily communicate with each other. And then I wanted them to list their communication method as well. And then this is the template readiness, because they are going to work together to develop the template at first. So as soon as the template is ready, they can start working. This one is the deliverables to complete before or at week 4. So at week 4, I will develop a feature alignment strategy, which I have developed previously for this project, and I'll show it briefly in this presentation. Yeah. So this is the strategy that I have developed for the assessment 2 project. So what's here is the base of how to develop your feature on the program management plan. So everything is going to be developed based on this, and because everything is developed based on this, they can be very easily integrated at the end, because that is the goal of this assessment. Yeah, let's move to the next slide. So the next one is I want the team members to develop an initial content for all features. This can only be headings and subheadings with a bit of explanation about what they plan to write there. Okay, let's move to the next slide. So at week 5, the deliverables to complete is the fully functional template. So as you can see, as you've seen previously on the program directory, if the template is ready, that means the template is fully functional. And the templates of each feature should be the same across all programs. That's how I plan it to be. And then before week 5, I want to have initial content sketch as well, so that I and the other team leaders can review if the content is in accordance with what we plan to have there. So and then on the neck, as an example, I attach a snap of what I think is a good template. So this is a good template. It shows what to write here and it guides you on how to develop the content there. So instead of having just headings and subheadings, you actually have the whole plan or methodology. The next slide, this one is the deliverables that you're required to complete before week 6 or at week 6. So at week 6 we will have our first consultation. The team leaders is going to coordinate the consultation and between team, and we will have coordinated questions to ask so that the questions don't get asked twice or more than once. And then we will, after the consultation, we are planning to have a first revision plan. The revision plan needs to be coordinated as well because we want everything to be aligned between across all programs, and this is the best way on how to approach it. So from week 7 to 8, you have 2 weeks to develop a fully developed draft. The fully developed draft, but what I meant by a fully developed draft, it's something that can be submitted. So this is like 90% of what the end result should be there already. And then after the draft is completed, the team leaders is going to review it and ensure that the feedback from the consultation has been implemented there. Yeah, you can read the rest if you want it. And then at week 9, these are the things that are required to complete before week 9, because week 9 is the second consultation session. So the same thing will happen with the week 6 consultation. The team leaders is going to coordinate to ask questions, and then the team leaders is going to create a revision plan after the consultation. And then the next one is the details about the deliverables you are required to complete before week 10. So there will be a second fully developed draft to be completed by the team members, and then the draft will then be reviewed by the team leaders again to ensure the content, like the feedback from the week 9's consultation has been implemented there, because it's already very close to submission and we want everything to be perfect. And then before week 11, we should already have a final version of the report. And then the team leaders is going to create the team's presentation file, and me myself, I'm going to create the integrated presentation file. Why I want only one person, which is myself, to create the integrated presentation file? Because it is to ensure that the content of the presentation is not repetitive or misaligned between programs. Yeah, and that's all about my presentation for this project. Thank you very much. I hope that this helps for the next semester's project. Thank you.